all your films seem to have this here. I mean, is an incredible intensity. I was trying to think, is there something that links all of your performances? And even though you're in totally different movies, they're all kind of high-risk roles for different reasons and on different levels. You know, even though yours is a comedy of sorts, but I mean, you know, you're taking risks. You're playing, you know, you're in a relationship with Julianne, which is probably the first time you've.
Oh, that was easy.
That was easy.
It's completely intuitive, and she's just a joy. Colin knows she's a joy. She's so professional. So no, that part for both of us actually just
was
didn't.
easy.
Yeah, I mean, it is funny, you know, being in love with people, or in our case, we're pretending to be in love with people, I guess. But you know, sometimes it's quite. You do have to work at it.
Yeah.
You do have to, you know, okay, sometimes it's quite challenging, right? And that's your job, and you've got to like make it seem like that's it. But with her, no, it was we felt very comfortable, and we actually both agree that, that part of it was, you know, and just having to be in love and physical and the whole thing just felt very natural.
The worst obstacle to acting in love, I think, is really being in love with the other person.
Yes, that's
Ghastly,
a terrible problem.
It really
if you
is.
actually fall in love
You can't
with
use it. It's
right.
not controllable. So there's no way to harness that and turn it into something that's useful to you know.
But I remember being in acting class and the guy talking about this, because I think somebody was talking about that issue of, you know, especially if you begin to have an aversion to the person, which of course can happen. And he was saying, he was just very practical about it, and it really stuck in my mind. He just said, you know, then you've got to get over it. You've got to deal with it and just, you know, there's one of the words they use is substitution, where, you know, if you're trying to get a certain thing going with what, not just in terms of affection or love, but in any case, you substitute something that's familiar for that. I mean, that's very intellectual, but, you know, you take the head of the person that's actually there, and if that's not the thing that works, then you take the head. You Photoshop the head, and, seriously, and rekindle all of that thing that does happen for you, and then you fake it.
Does anybody else do that?
That's a great way to like see people on your path.
Jesus.
Do you? That's interesting.
Replace the head with the desirable person.
I'm going to go through your back catalogue now, mixing heads around.
Exactly. No, but you're right. Actually falling in love is a disaster.
Well, any strong feeling towards the other person in that respect interferes. I mean, as you say, aversion is no better.
Yes.
You know, the best possible you know, relationship you can have that's conducive to having to play lovers is to be very, very good friends with that person and have no possible desire to have sex with them. You know? and you're on reasonably fertile ground then, because then it's, you know, it is your imagination. You've got a sense of humor about it, hopefully.
Yes.
And
that's right.
It can't get complicated.
Yeah, it's true, because sometimes you see couples on screen who you know actually have a relationship, and yet there doesn't seem to be chemistry, and you know there really is.
Well, if
a
they've
real
been married for long enough, then that's what I'm talking about.
No, the chemistry thing is a great mystery.
It is.
Because you know, you can't tell when it's there, and you can't tell. I don't think I've been able to.
Can you tell on the set whether? I mean,
No.
are you
I mean,
sometimes surprised that?
No, because the camera sees something else. I mean, I don't think so. I can think of things that I've done that people thought, oh, the chemistry's great. And it wasn't unfriendly, but it wasn't a particularly like, whoa, wow, you know, that you can. I don't know what that is. I don't know how to describe it.
I guess I use Annette's trick in a way, like just, you know, I don't know if I like Photoshop, you know. But
I didn't use that word.
I threw that in, I'm sorry.
That was Colin does the photoshopping.
But you understand what it's like to be intimate with someone if you know, because you know. So you just kind of let yourself go over to that situation. I don't know if I've ever had like a great love scene that people would think, oh yeah, they really nailed that. So I don't know if I'm the one to ask, but that's kind of just what I do. You know, you understand what it is, you understand what the situation is, and like anything, I try and, you know, put my relationship with the person. Well, I don't know, unless it's working. You know, if you do have a friendship and you do genuinely admire someone and that's what the relationship is in the film or whatever, then yeah, use it. But
well, some people just do it.
yeah,
I mean, you know, there's no one approach to this.
No.
yeah.
No. That's what I'm
Some people
curious
you
about.
know,
Do what?
sex. They have the whole deal. You have.
Oh,
There are films that
Getting
make a
into
virtue of that.
yeah, some people just
And
yeah,
went on the
do
record
it.
for doing that. And they're not photoshopping.
Brown Bunny, right? The singer.
last
No, no,
Realm of the Senses.
in some in the
Realm
realm
of
of
the
the
senses,
senses, yeah, that
Yeah.
was amazing. And some of Catherine Breillat's
There's a few where they really do it.
You can find many of them online.
Colin often does that, I've heard.
Well, yeah, I haven't even done a remotely satisfactory love scene in my life. I don't think so. Again, I probably shouldn't be weighing in.
I mean, you had to do incredibly intimate scenes.
Thought maybe it was coming to that.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you off the hook.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that's true.
But you guys had lived together in the same house, right?
Yeah.
As part of preparing for the role.
Yeah, we lived together in this house. It was supposed to be a week, and then it turned into a month because we were having a hard time fighting with each other. Like we really, really liked each other, and we didn't want to. So, so it took a while to like sort of break it down, and so it got extended, and the idea to like build these kind of shared memories together, like as a family, as a couple, and to trust each other.
But you weren't in character, right? You were yourselves. You were getting, or were you the characters that you played?
We were mostly pretty much in character. I mean, the director would sort of set it up, like he would set up these sort of things that we had to do each day, like taking care of the house chores and that kind of stuff, and then like I had to pick a fight with Ryan, he had to pick a fight with me, and then the director would come in and make up a fight for us. So we were pretty much working all day. We pretty much stayed in character. We didn't really, we just stayed in character.
But this was all off camera? Or
We
was
made
he-
some
was he
home
rolling?
movies of it. There's some existing footage, but it was never really meant to be. He didn't videotape. The director wasn't there. He would leave us alone.
And where would you sleep?
It was all daytime activities. To be clear.
You have any,
What's the question?
well, what is the question? I don't know. I mean, we're sort of talking about
Sex.
sex, yeah,
No,
sex
we weren't
on
talking
screen
about sex.
and, well, love, you know, how you play love scenes, you know.
I think we're about to
When-
move on.
I mean, for me, it's different every time, and I'm kind of if the film is worthy, then or the piece, whatever it is, then I'm willing to explore. I mean, I don't have any sort of set rules in the way I approach any of it,
Right.
so I'm kind of try to stay open and. That's it, and find my way through it. But in terms of intimacy, if you're trying to create that on screen, there's different ways to get there. And if that, whoever you're working with, if there's an attraction, sometimes that can be used. If there isn't, whatever. But I'm willing to use whatever's needed to get to the place that's needed, as long as I have a director that I don't feel is exploiting me or is going to abuse me.
Right.